let's look at evolution of India from an industry standpoint. There is so much of focus now, a lot of criticism, often mounted on the fact that only a handful are beginning to grow in India. There's a concentration of wealth, and often Gautam Adani, who's accused of having benefited enormously from the Prime Minister's booty. There was an entire Hindenburg episode which was investigated by the top post agencies in the country. Do you think the fruits of industrialization in our country, as we get set to celebrate our Republic Day, are fruits of industrialization actually being enjoyed by people who are literally standing at the last end of the mile?
Well, of course, the fruits of industrialization are being enjoyed by everybody in this country, though in varying degrees. Everybody cannot be a Mukesh Ambani, everybody cannot be a Tata, everybody cannot be an Adani. Okay? The Tata's market value is $380 billion. It's gone up from $100 billion to $380 billion. None of these people talk about the increase in wealth of the Tatas. They've been around for long. Mukesh Ambani is about $250 billion in wealth. They've been around for a long time. They have succeeded because they're entrepreneurs. They fought the battle against licensed quota raj, against corruption in the government. And
why Adani? Why target Adani?
I'll explain. I'll explain.
Targeting? What is the difference between Adani and Ambani?
Please remember, in the 50s and 60s, everybody said Tata, Birla, Tata, Birla, Tata, Birla. Remember? Then in the 70s, 18, everybody said Ambani, 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 Birla, Ambani, Birla. Right? Now, in the last decade, it's become Adani, Adani, because Adani has grown very fast. Adani has been in business for 40 years. He has built one of the biggest ports the world has ever seen. This year, in 25, we'll have 500 million tons in his cargo ports. He's got many listed companies. He runs airport, etc. He has borrowed $10 billion from some of the biggest global financial institutions who have trusted him with the money. And, people said he did this wrong, that wrong, this wrong, that wrong. The Supreme Court has clarified that, these are not wrongs. I mean, there's no proof for any of those wrongs. Then the Hindenburg Report said he got government gratis. I don't understand what is the gratis he has got for Modi. What is the policy Modi has changed that he has benefited? When he bid for the 7 airports, there were 36 bidders. 36 bidders he won. He has won many of the assets. For example, let me explain. The port business is a business which he built up and he acquired many ports. So you can't accuse him of any favoritism. The airport business, he tied up with GVK and bought the Bombay airport. Other airports, he won in a bid. You can't argue. All the power plants that have been set up have been won under bids, where many other people have won under bids. The green energy plant that is set up have been won against auctions and against bid. The oil company that he has, edible oil company, is a joint venture, right? And his enterprise called Adani Enterprise, where he's building roads and all which have been won, is like an incubator. So all these businesses, if you have to look, I don't know what policy the Modi government has been to give him an undue favor. I have not seen it. Please show the evidence.
Is just a convenient guinea pig? Is Gautam Adani for you all? Is it just a convenient guinea pig?
Yes, it is a convenient. It is a convenient, convenient person to throw a stone at to attack Modi because he happens to come from Gujarat and he grew up from Gujarat. It's very convenient for them to show, but nobody has produced any evidence. And this is typical of these political parties who take money from industrialists and spit off them. You see in the scion of a family go around and abuse Tata, Birla, Mukesh Ambani and Adani. I will tell you, in the Bible it is said, he who has not sinned, let him cast the first stone. All the people who accuse Adani and Ambani and others, are they sinned or not? They have sinned. They've taken money from all industrialists. Who funds them?
Isn't it funny, Mohan, that Jairam Ramesh, the Congress party's key communication in charge, holds a press conference in the national capital where he accuses Adani Enterprise of let's say illegal activities, and at the same time, in the same breath, Congress's own chief minister, its newly elected governor in Telangana, is breaking bread with Adani Enterprise and having tea with Gautam Adani's son. And Adani Group is investing money in the state of Telangana. What does this tell you? Is this the political hypocrisy that you speak about?
The political hypocrisy by darbaris, family retainers, and people who don't have political legitimacy. If there's a politician who has political legitimacy, who has been elected by the people in an open election, he'll not make such statements. Because if you have political legitimacy, you've been elected, you are supposed to deliver to the people and give them jobs. Who is producing jobs? Is Jairam Ramesh producing any jobs? Has he done any useful work in his life apart from going and giving all these interviews? He has no political legitimacy, except he's part of the Delhi Darbar, he's a part of the family, etc. He's undue influence, right? I mean, he's a nice guy, but for his political future, he has to do all this to make sure that the Darbar is kept amused at all points of time, and he does it. He has not produced any proof. He makes all kind of allegations. They made the allegations of Rafale. It went to the Supreme Court. Supreme Court said there's no corruption because people who believe in corruption believe others are all corrupt. The people who did Bofors and all of the corruption scams in UPA 2 and earlier believe everybody acts the same way. Everybody doesn't act the same way. This government's highlight has been for last 10 years, there are no corruption scandals in Delhi. That's amazing. Okay. Do you know any 10 years when there have been no corruption scandals in Delhi? When middlemen have not walked the corridors of power, when defense contracts have not been given? I've seen politics for the last 40 years. I don't see anything. I have not seen anything like that before Narendra Modi. So I think, he's doing what he's doing to play politics, and I think we should ignore that. And Adani is the whipping boy to try to get back to Modi. I don't think the great majority of Indians believe anything that Jairam Ramesh said.